Hey, today we'll speak about free work. This is one of the most interesting topics that I've had in my mind. I've been thinking about it a lot lately and seeing a lot of and learning a lot of things about it. First of all, it might be a little bit confusing because on one side I'm saying never work for cheap. Like the more you raise your prices, the more people will value you. That is true on one side. On the other side, working for free can be the ultimate way to prove yourself, to get to another level, to grow, to meet, to network with other people. It can be life-changing. You can grow so much because of it. It's insane. Now, there are three main places where I'm learning about it and thinking about it. And then I'm testing everything on myself and seeing what kind of a result it gets me. So I'm going to share those three sources right now. First of all, it's kind of nature, human nature. I love thinking about how did we live before? How did we grow before? How did, like just psychology. And then we'll move to Grant Cardone and Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is an awesome book that I just finished reading and it's mind-blowing. So first of all, humans. I like to simplify everything. Now it's very complicated because there's taxes. So every time you want to interact with someone, the government or taxes come in and then they're like, hey, I want half of this interaction or a third. It depends on the tax situation and the country you live in. But sometimes I feel like every interaction I'm doing, I need to give half of it to taxes. And that for me makes me sometimes think like, I can just stay at bed. I don't need to work. I don't need to do anything. Like, why would I give half of what I'm doing every time I'm doing something to someone else, right? So that demotivates me a lot. Plus, I need to keep track of everything I spent, everything I bought, everything I got, everything. And then I need to prove it, and taxes can be complicated. But I'm thinking, how was it back in the days? How was it before taxes? How was it before even money existed? And I think it was basically, well, what do I need as a human? I need a place to sleep at, a shelter, and I need food. And then, I need communities. I want to get married. I want to have kids. But the basic things are food. But the basic things are survival, right? So what do? I go to my neighbor who has a house, or I find someone who has a house, and I ask him, hey, can I help you with something? Or if I'm more advanced than that, I'm just looking at what he's doing and what he's struggling with, and then I'm finding a problem that I can help him solve. And in exchange, I can ask, hey, can you please give me a house? Now, there's two ways to do it. There is the negotiation way, which is what most people do. I don't want to feel used, right? Scarce mindset. Or there's a more trusting and more love mindset. So there's a place from doing it for fear, and there's a place of doing it from love. So the fear way will be negotiating, and then the love way would be, hey, I see you're struggling with this. I know how to fix it. I can help you. Or I see you're building this house. Or I see you're building your second house all by yourself and bringing stones that are super heavy. You're my neighbor. I love helping you. Can I help you with that? Or you just go and help them. And then you do that for a few days, and then naturally they will feel like, oh, I want to help you. Like, I want to help you back. How can I help you back? Where do you sleep tonight? Oh, you can sleep at my second house or at my first house, or I have an extra room. Do you want to sleep there? Oh, do you need food? So this is like a love exchange. And I think with a love exchange, you can get so much more. With a scarce mindset, with negotiation, you're like, hey, I want to help you build this house, or I need a place to sleep. Can I help you in exchange? And then he will. And then it will be already transactional. It will be already like, okay, who is winning? Who is getting a better deal from it? And from my experience, every time you work for someone else, they need to make so much more because of it to make it worth it for them to employ you and to get help from you, so they will get always the better deal. And it's not about it. You can both win. And then the same goes with food, to the farmer. You go to the farmer, hey, I'm really hungry. I would love to get some food from you. How can I help you in return? But then he will tell you, yeah, I can give you 10 apples for every hour you work, or like a piece of meat for every hour you work. Or you can be like, hey, I'm just going to help you. I love what you do. I want to help you. This is how I am. And then it's more of a community, more of a partnership. And then obviously the more you can help them with the bigger problems, and the more proactive you can be, and the more of a partner you can be instead of just hands, the more they will value it. Now, in this life, there's no one takes half of what you do. It's a beautiful exchange, and it's very simple. You help them, they help you. You scratch their back, they scratch your back, and it's both beneficial. Now, the second example is Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is a really interesting book. It speaks about how the rich never work for money and how the poor work for money. There's a really interesting topic that we just spoke about, which is this love and fear mindset. Or it says basically in the book, it's a little bit hard to understand, so I'm still processing everything, but it's most people, like 90% or 95% of people who work, they work from a place of fear and then greed. So a place of fear will be, oh, I don't have anywhere to sleep, or I need food, or I need to feed my family. A place of fear would be, oh, I need food, I have nothing to eat, or I'm going to be hungry, or I have nowhere to sleep, I'm going to sleep on the street. Or you're getting fear, or you need to feed your family. You're getting fear, so you go and you find a job, you go work, you do what everyone else is doing today. You get a job, and that comes because you need to. You're scared. And then you work really hard, you work there for, you want to get a new car, or you want to treat yourself, so you work really hard, and then you have the greed part of like, okay, I work so hard, now I can like spend it on a new car, a new house, something that doesn't actually help you make more money or provide more value to other people, which is an investment. And then I don't remember if he says that the other way of working, which is never working for money, the rich never work for money, they make money work for them. And that is, I think, from working from an abundant mindset, from not a survival mindset of like, oh, I need to work, but I want to work and I want to help people because I will grow so much out of it, or because I will learn from it, or because like you see the different values in it instead of just seeing money. And this is where I love seeing at like, what is money? What is value? What is like, money is partly value, right? Like, what do we value as humans? We value food, we value love, we value learning, we value, and everyone is in a different step, right? We value staying to our values, right? Which is like, oh, I want to help something with a good cause, or I want to work with them, even though I'm making less money, I'm learning so much more, or I love working with this guy so much, right? This is value. We value some things. Now, if we put money at the right level, where we think, okay, well, in this job or in this project, first, I can get the craziest portfolio ever. Is this more valuable than getting paid? Like, if you will get paid like $1,000, or you can get the craziest portfolio. From my experience, getting crazy portfolio is worth so much more because first of all, you're getting connections, networking with people who are next level, and then getting to express yourself in a really, really beautiful way, authentic way, where you're doing something that not everyone is doing, and you can prove everyone that you can do something that not everyone can do suddenly, so you become stand out of everyone else. So I would value doing a free project which will get me the craziest portfolio because I can sell those photos later, or not those photos, but I can sell the skill that like, look, I did this. Like, for example, this happened to me with everyone's favorite photo, the two brides in this castle. This was a free photo shoot. I got this free photo shoot because I worked with a bride designer the first time she paid me, and then I loved those photos so much that I wanted to do it again. So I told her, hey, I love those photos so much. All my other photos are irrelevant, and those are my favorite photos right now. I want to do it again. I know you paid me last time, but I'm happy to do it for free this time, or next times. Let's do it again. Which is quite scary to say, because like, oh, maybe she will come up to you and say that she wants to pay you again for a photo shoot. So are you losing all this money now? Are you by saying you want to do it for free, or you make it easier for everyone? So I wanted to get into the wedding industry and I couldn't for many years, and because of this bride, the wedding dress designer, she helped me get into it. I was lucky, she paid me the first time. She saw some potential in me that I couldn't show before on my portfolio, so she took the risk, but I was rewarding her, and I was like, I want to do more of this, let's do more of this, I will work for free, no problem. And it changed my life. It was worth it completely for me. It was worth it more than getting $1,000 more from her, or 2,000. It was, I could raise my prices because of it. I could get much more clients. I could get into a new industry, which was the wedding industry, because of those photos. Plus, I got to work with people who were at the highest level in our industry. Models, florists, wedding designers, makeup artists, all those people who work in the same industry that I want to get into in Amsterdam, in the same place. And I want to work with them. I gave them my jobs, they gave me their jobs. You know, it's really important. So my point is, a portfolio can be much more valuable than getting quick money. Like, Now speaking, if it would be like a $10,000 photo shoot and free portfolio, I would probably go for a 10,000 photo shoot, but I would still do free portfolio work later. And I know when we say free work, it sounds so cringe and bad because we are, as artists, we are used, or we get too much offers of people. Do it for the views, do it for exposure, do it for learning, do it for portfolio, all those things. Now, I think, well, when they offer it, they tell us to do it for free. That's a big red flag. Don't do it for free. Or if you trust them a lot and you know they got your good side. But it's basically being true with yourself. What do you really value? Because, well, you don't always need to work for money. You can even work for getting a free hotel, or you can work for getting a place to sleep for a whole month, right? Is that more valued? Like, it depends on how much money, right? And you can also, like, get learning. So the beautiful thing is, when you work from love, people can give you things that are much more valuable than money. So for example, learning. If you start working for free, you can get to people who are above your level, who are at the next level, and you can work with them and you can learn so much with them or from them, which is so much more valuable than focusing on quick money or focusing on big money even. I will tell you a whole beautiful story about it soon. But the story in Rich Dad Poor Dad is that he had two dads, like his real dad, and he had partner up with a friend, and they needed or wanted to make money. So they went to his friend's dad, and his friend's dad was rich. His poor dad was like an educated dad. He went to university, he did his master's in something, and he was specialized. And he basically speaks about the difference between the entrepreneur dad and his more officially educated dad. And then the story is, well, his entrepreneur dad, he worked for him, and when he works for him, his entrepreneur dad, who is making a lot of money, paid him the minimum or less than the minimum, half of the minimum actually he could get paid, a few cents or something. And then the kid wasn't happy with it. He was like, done, I'm not working so hard and for so little money. And the rich dad was proud. Oh, finally, I was waiting for you to be fed up with working for someone else. Now you're ready for the next lesson. And then they spoke about it. It was a little bit of a complicated conversation, but he basically explains the rich never work for money. You're basically, like, when you work for money, it's like handcuffs. You're limiting yourself because you're working always for the same thing. Instead, you should work for results or work for other things, like get the owner results or get someone else results, and then work with that, or work with percentage, or work with different ways. We'll speak about it later. But then at the end of the conversation, where the kid went to the boss or his second father, and said, hey, I want a raise. I'm not going to work for $1 an hour or a few cents an hour. I want to work for the minimum of, like, the legally minimum. And then the end conclusion was, you're working for free now. So he had to explain it to his poor dad, like, how would you work for free? This is illegal. This is like all those things. But he agreed to it. And then the beautiful part is he worked at a supermarket for free. The beautiful part of the story is he worked there for free in exchange of learning. And then later he found out that in the supermarket, when they're closing, they're throwing all the cartoons and the magazines that the kids wanted so badly, and they wanted to buy them all the time. So he went to the store manager and he was like, hey, instead of you throwing them, can I take them? And then the store manager was like, if you're not selling them yourself, then you can take them. And he kept his promise. He opened a library near it, and then he kept working there for free, but every time he took all those magazines, and for them it was like he needed to work 3 hours to buy one magazine or something like that. So he took all those magazines and then he opened a library. And then all the kids, instead of going to the supermarket to buy those magazines, they now went to his library, where he had all those magazines and all those cartoons, and they had to pay much less for them. So it was a win-win for the customers, and it was a win for everyone, basically. And it was a big win for himself. And that's how he suddenly made like a whole week of work in a few hours. So this is how the kid became an entrepreneur at the age of like 12 or something like that. And all that because instead of working for money, he worked for education, for learning, for mentorship, for all those things. And I guess the rich father who he was working for helped him open the library and helped him with how to do it, with all those things. So that is one little beautiful story. Now, moving on, the third place I learned it from is Grant Cardone. He is a billionaire, I think one of the most famous rich people, build a personal brand. He's amazing. I'm learning a lot from him. And he did this show, which I watched on YouTube. It's 10 hours. I didn't watch all the 10 hours, I watched 6 hours, but it's really fascinating. So he has this show where, he is already a billionaire, but he did an experiment where he moved to a new state in America, where no one or not so many people know him. He shaved his head, he couldn't use his name, he couldn't use any of his money. For 3 months they did this challenge where he had to start from zero. They gave him like $100 and he documented everything. And then he shows that within 3 months he managed to make $3 million, where a normal person would probably make a few $1,000s. When you're just moving to a new place, you don't know anyone, you cannot use your name, you don't have money, you have nothing basically. So now the interesting part is, how did he do it? He went to the gym or to the place where people network, where all the serious people are at, and he tried to find out who are the most successful entrepreneurs in this town. And he found out that one of the most successful entrepreneurs there is a mattress store owner. So he went there, he went visiting him, he saw a huge store with a lot of mattresses, really good margins on the mattresses, but no clients. The store was quite completely empty. And he was like, whoa, well, we can bring so much more customers here. And then he spoke to the owner. He was like, wow, he has so much potential. This is amazing. I just moved here. He had a made up story with a fake name. I just moved here. I would love to help you bring more customers because I see that this is the biggest thing you're lacking. And the store owner, he was quite a nice person. He didn't know this guy, but he was like, I have nothing to lose, because he offered it to do it for free. He didn't want any money. First of all, Grant Cardone had to prove himself a little bit. He went to the road. He was like, go to the store, we have a promotion and stuff like that. He showed that he's working really hard and he has a lot of energy that he's bringing to the store. He pitched to the store owner that they can do promotion where they will bring more customers, like 33% off or something like that, and he needs flyers. So he asked the store owner, can you pay for those flyers? The store owner agreed. He trusted him already to invest like $3,000 in it. So they went and printed some billboards and printed some stuff to get more people into it. And then they made more money because of him, because he trusted him, because Grant Cardone promised and delivered, and they made more money. And for the store owner that was completely new, no one ever came to him and was like, hey, I can help you make more money. I know how, and I will do it for free. So it was like, wow, this is amazing. And he actually did deliver on his promises. Maybe not exactly, maybe it was a little bit hard sometimes, there were struggles, but the store owner trusted Grant Cardone more and more. Till the point where he was like, I would love to help you more, but I need to get paid. And then they came to an agreement of like, instead of, because Grant Cardone doesn't want money, so Grant Cardone and the store owner met, and then the store owner offered him 10% of the sales he will help make. So instead of working for getting paid and getting like $2,000 or $5,000 a month, Grant Cardone now owns 10% of the future company. And well, Grant Cardone needed money for a place to sleep, so he asked him for a loan. After they agreed on that, can I get $10,000 and I will pay for it in the future. And because there was enough trust between the business owner and Grant Cardone, the business owner gave it without any problem. You see how different thinking can get us crazy results and results we wouldn't expect. All right, now I'll share with you how I tested this whole thing and how I'm implementing working for free in my life and what kind of results it gets me. So first of all, the story that I shared before.
This photo shoot changed my life. This photo shoot gave me portfolio, network, because all the people I worked with have their own clients and they know me and trust me now. And it was a pleasure to work together and it was such a beautiful experience that now we trust each other and I give them my clients and they give me their clients. It helped me get into an industry which I couldn't get before, the wedding industry. Because we all did it for free, there was no stress and it was all just pure joy. I can express my vision and my best self. Often when we do those kind of things for clients, then we don't have the freedom to explore, experiment, and we have a lot more stress.
And then the other way is I'm living now in Bali I had this mindset of like, okay, well, I need to find the most successful people here. So I went to the best co-working space in Bali, the most expensive one, I think, as well. And I mean, in Bali, you can sit everywhere for free. You can sit for like buy a coffee and you can sit there the whole day. There's no missing place to sit. But I chose to go to the best co-working space, to the most expensive one, and pay a day pass, even though it's not a good deal for me. But what I'm actually buying is networking, speaking to people. This is what I'm paying for. So I was working there a few days, and then one day I'm speaking with my brother on my phone, and on the side I hear 3 people speaking. I hear they speak Dutch, and I hear they speak about content. Other than that, I didn't really hear, but I was like, oh, I need to speak with those guys because I have a big problem with content. I'm new to it. It's just followers for me right now. I have no clue how to make it my income. I'm still making all my money from photography. Anyway, so something I love doing is every day I love doing something I'm scared of. So I hang up the phone for my brother and I approach them. Hey guys, I heard you're Dutch and I heard you're speaking about content. Is that correct? Yes. Well, I have quite a problem. I just gained 75,000 followers in the last 3 months. I have no clue what to do with it. It's just numbers. I don't know how to make money from it. It doesn't change anything in my life. And then one of the guys is like, this guy next to me is the OG of the Netherlands of how to make money with courses, with Instagram, with followers, with all those things. And then the guy is like, yeah, last month I made like $400,000. And I'm like, whoa, this is insane. I've never met anyone who makes so much money. In 1 month, $400,000. And I was like, this is crazy. Can I see your Instagram? Like, how do you do that? And he opens his Instagram. He has half of the followers I had. And the content is reaching really bad numbers. Like the views on his content is really bad. And I'm like, dude, your content is really bad. I can help you do so much better. Now, he back then recommended 2 books for me to read. Expert Secrets and .com Secrets. 2 books that I read over and over. Really insane books. I would totally recommend it if you're into marketing, selling digital products, all those things. Fascinating books. But still, it didn't change my life completely because it's overwhelming and there's a lot to implement and it's hard to know how to implement it. So he was like, well, interesting. Thank you for telling me that my content isn't so good. I would love to hear more about it. And then we planned a dinner. And I told him exactly like a whole list of why it's not good, how it can be better. And then he was like, well, can you please help me with that? And I was like, sure, yeah. I mean, working for a millionaire, this is a new level for me. This is like, yeah, let me help you. But internally, I did expect for him to pay me something because I was in my mind, well, he has so much money. Why couldn't he give me like, I don't know, $10,000 or 20? Why not? He has so much money. It's not working like this. The more I work with rich people, it's like if they have options to pay someone else less, they would, but they care about the results mostly. So I went to his house later and I recorded a lot of reels with him. I told him exactly what to say, how to start, and he filled it up with his knowledge, of course. And then at the end, he was like, hey, can you share the raws with me? And I was like, yeah, of course I can share the raws with you. He had a video editor already. So basically, we ended up going. I felt like I didn't get anything from it. He felt like I was expecting something, but so it ruined a little bit the relationship. And then everyone can say, fair, well, you should have get paid for it, or I could have communicated better that I want to get paid. Yeah, maybe. But then I read this book and I learned about the principle of working for free without expecting for money. And since then, I was like, hey, I want to help you more. We met again by coincidence at the same co-working space a month after or something like that. And I was like, hey, I read your books. I read everything you told me, but it's so overwhelming. I don't know how to do that. We went to dinner a few nights later and he basically went over my story. He helped me implement everything. He basically coached me for free. Now, this is someone who is a millionaire, who is making a lot of money, and he's coaching me for free. Then I was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is so kind of him. He gave me something so much more valuable than me helping him. Like, I value it a lot. And since then, I was like, well, I want to help you for free with everything. I'm going to help you for free. Like, for me, it's an honor to help you. I want to be like you. Let me help you for free. And he really appreciates that. Not with money, but with him helping me back, him coaching me with other ways than money. And now I see that this is so much more valuable than money. Because of him, I'm learning how to grow so much, and how that is actually possible to make from Instagram millions. And before that, I wouldn't know how, I wouldn't know anything about it. So he's giving me so much hope, potential, and he's teaching me how to do that. And well, to be honest, it's harder than I thought, or it is hard. So it just takes time. I'm learning a lot of new skills to be able to do that. But I'm on the right track because of him, and he saves me so much time, energy, effort, and hope. He gives me hope. He gives me motivation. It's amazing. So imagine I would need to pay for his coaching, which is worth a lot. I don't know how much is worth for a millionaire, someone he's making sometimes $1 million a month. And for me to get coaching from him, how much would it cost? A lot of money. So instead, I'm helping him for free. He's helping me for free, and I think I'm getting a lot of it because of it. And he's also getting a lot. We're both very happy, and we are friends now. We can see each other, we meet, everything, we're friends. This is so valuable. And there's another actually really interesting thing that I'm still trying to understand myself. It's not how much money you make, it's your net worth. It's not your net worth, it's your network. So it's not how much money you have, it's who do you know that has money. And it's a really interesting thing that I'm letting sink in slowly, but I'm thinking about it. It's like, well, all those millionaires, rich people who we dream about, they go to all those yachts, all those villas, they travel the world, they do all this crazy stuff. But I bet, and from my experience, they don't own those yachts, they don't own those villas. Often they just go to visit their friend who has this private jet, who has yachts, who has those villas, and they hang out together. They have value to provide, he has value to provide, and they're just friends and hanging around. So suddenly you don't need to spend so much money on a rental yacht or buy it. You're just walking with your friend, going with your friend. And I think this is what a lot of the world works like that, where we don't know that. But that's a whole different topic. All right, and another thing, I'm reading this Rich Dad Poor Dad book, and I'm thinking about how do I work for free? How can I grow with it? And the last thing I did, which is also really interesting, and I got some interesting results. It's still in process, so it didn't change my life yet, but it is a really interesting thought, and that is I am in contact with people who I bought their courses. For example, Jake and Marie, they have 1.3 million followers on Instagram. And I always looked up to them a little bit. I bought the courses, I find them really interesting, I love what they do, and they're just like, my level is here, their level is here. And well, I got lucky, I made some good reels, I sent them, I blew up on Instagram, and I sent her a message, hey, I followed your course, even though it didn't help me this specifically, but I still sent her, hey, I followed your course, and I actually managed to blow up on Instagram. It worked because I actually sent her a few messages asking her, hey, do you know how to hire people? Do you teach that anywhere, or all those things? And she wasn't able to answer that, but I was like, hey, I made it now. I managed to get followers. And then she looked into my profile, and she was actually interested in some of the things because I speak about photography, and they do photography as well because Instagram and stuff, and they were about to get married. And then what happened, she followed me back, and we spoke a little bit, and I was like, hey, I would love to actually shoot your wedding for free. I know your wedding is in Bali. It will be a dream and an honor for me to shoot it. And then it was like, hey, we actually saw one of your reels, and you're right about the presets. Everyone does moody presets, and we want actually sunny presets, something alive. I like your vibe, I like your energy, Sam. Can you actually come to Bali and shoot our wedding? And for me, it was like, yes, this is like, I actually don't remember if I offered it first or they offered it to me, but for me, it was like the biggest dream. It ended up not working out. They had too much content creators there at the wedding, and it was also the busy season for me. I think my mistake is I should have just anyway took the risk, fly there and say, hey, Marie, I'm here. I would love to help anyway. This is why I came for. I'll try to be like from the corner, not to shoot, or let's shoot after the wedding. Like, let me help. Because for me, well, first of all, shooting them, they're super famous. Like, they're the couple of Instagram, so everyone knows them. And if I shoot them, it's like shooting like it's like shooting a celebrity, or maybe like Eminem, and then other people who get married will be like, oh, I want the same photographer as Eminem, or I want the same photographer as Jake and Marie. So this will give me a lot of clients. first of all, like a lot of network, a lot of exposure. And then it will also get me an amazing portfolio. I mean, flying to Bali, shooting a wedding, that's like the best. Shooting famous people in one of the best villas there, it's insane. So this is my mistake. I should have anyway flown there and help them in any possible way, come up with ideas. Hey, maybe we can shoot after, or maybe I can come outside of because the problem was that they had too many content creators and too many people who attended the wedding in a small villa, or in a not too large villa, and they didn't want to overwhelm everything. So it ended up not working, but I should have flown anyway, and I should have found a solution anyway. Anyway, we're still in contact. I flew to Bali a few months later. We met, I helped him with some things, but then I was in Austria and I was thinking, how can I implement it? And then I came up with this idea. I will send them a message. Hey, I want to really help you for free. And I can help you make more money, I think. I can hire people for you. I can do content. I can even make a movie. I can do scripts. I can do send her a whole list of things. And she was like, wow, Sam, you're so smart. How you're growing is insane. And this idea of working for free is so smart. I love it. Would you want to come visit us in Mallorca? You can stay with us, and we'll see how we can help each other. This is crazy result. This is insane. Again, it ended up not happening. Still, I said it a month ago, so it still can happen. But I'm like a little bit, maybe my priorities are not good, but I'm really busy trying to grow my own thing. So it's hard for me to focus on someone else. But I tried hiring for her, finding video editors, script writers. I still am. And then when I prove myself, I can fly to her and do even more. But we will get there. I mean, I live in Bali. They live in Bali. So in a few months, maybe we will work together, or when I prove myself first. I want to prove myself first. It's for me, I'm doing it. But for her, it's like she doesn't know still how I can help her exactly. So that's why I want to prove it. And then because of it, I can learn so much from them. They have been in my shoes a few years ago. They know exactly how to grow. I can learn all those things from them. I can experience, I can network, I can get to know their clients, who they're working with, how and why they're paying so much more, or why is it valued more, or like all those things I can get to know. I can get to a new world, to one of the craziest worlds. And this is so much more valuable than getting a few thousands of dollars. So you see my point, how this can help me grow so much faster instead of... Now I had a client as well. I recommended... Now I had one of the people I teach. We went on a call, and then I recommended them this. He wants to work with artists, and he can work with the same level of artist as him, as a photographer. But I offered him, go and stay and make photos for free. You can go to the festival already and then wait to the main actors and then make photos for them for free, or you can just contact those people who are above your level and tell them, hey, I can make content for you for free. This will be so much more valuable for him, because now he makes content, the sickest content, for the sickest, at the best events, at the best moments with the best artists, and he works for them. So this is great for his portfolio. They will probably give him to network with other people, and they will connect him with other people who can become clients, and he will just grow so much faster because of it, instead of staying at the same level all the time. So I feel dumb for not knowing about this trick earlier. Now, to make the difference clear between working for free for the wrong people, where you will burn out, and working for free for the right people, where you can grow and all those things, I created 2 questions in my mind I'm thinking about it for a long time. So I created 2 questions that can help you get to work with those people. So the first question is, and I want you to answer that after this video. And the first question is, who do you know who has the most of what you want? And then obviously it can be money, if that's what you want, but it can be also skills, it can be also network, it can be also lifestyle, it can be also a relationship or spiritual level. It can be a spiritual guide or religious stuff. What do you value? And I know most people value money. And if it's money, then who is the richest person you know? Or who has the most of what you want? Answer that. Make a list of all those people and then send them a message. We'll speak about it in a bit. What message? And then the second question is, try to look at their life and think, what is the biggest problem I can solve for them? Now, when it comes to money, I found out that the closer you get to helping someone make money, the more money you can make. So, for example, I could have thought, I grew my Instagram, I started selling courses. At the beginning, I started selling a course on how to edit and then how to make photos. But then I spoke with some mentors and they told me, well, you're selling photos, or you're selling good photos, or you're selling how to edit. You should sell money at a discount. So the more you can get closer to money, and then I started like looking into it, like trying to understand this principle, trying to YouTube it, and I understood and I learned the closer you can get to money, the more money you will make. That's why banks make so much money. And like, you basically sell money at a discount. So if you help someone make $10,000 and you ask for $1,000 for it, you are like for me helping you. If I'm helping you make $20,000 or $40,000 a month and I'm asking only a fraction of it, then it's basically me selling you money at a discount. For you, it's so worth it, right? Instead of me teaching you how to make photos and then it's not worth it so much, because this is just like a skill of how to make photos. All right, and the other side of it also is, I mean, everyone can fix, not everyone, but you could deduct your whole life on to fix toilets. But the more you can help someone solve a bigger problem, the more value they will see in it, right? And then my coach also told me, like I told him, well, I can sell presets, I can sell like a lot of mini things where people spend like $100, but he was like, no, cut all that out. Have one big offer where you help people and change their life. And then he told me this: do you want to help a lot of people a little bit, or do you want to help a few people and change their life? And the answer is like, I want to make a bigger impact. So yeah, maybe I should remove all those presets and just focus on helping people and actually get crazy results for people. So now I want you to answer those two questions, and they are: who do you know that has the most of what you want? And the second question is, what is the biggest problem you can solve for them? I want you to write all this right now, and then I want you to send a message to them. And the message I sent was, hey, I love what you do. I see so much value in you. I want to learn from you, and I am in a season where I don't care about money, so I don't want any money from you, and I would love to help you. Here's all those ways that I can help you. I can this. So for me, it's write scripts, make videos, make photos, make movies, hire people, outsource, and like I send them a whole list that I don't remember of things that I can do for them, and looking at it from their perspective, obviously, to see what they value. So please right now answer those questions. If you get any results from this, I would love to hear them. Send messages to people you don't know who are outside of your level, but also to people you do know, people who are a little bit above your level, and let's see how crazy this gets.